Yeah, that was kind of a general feeling I got talking to and listening to some of these players talk over the past couple of days was, after the down 10-3 season last year, some of these players feel like Clemson might be ripe for the picking this year. I talked to Jamie Robinson, a Florida State defensive back, and he's been a member of the South Carolina program, and now he's a member of the Florida State program. So he's got a unique perspective on the rivalry that each of those teams has with Clemson. And I kind of asked him about that. And after answering, he let me know that they had he thought, or the Seminoles feel like they had Clemson in a good spot last season. A couple plays didn't go their way, and it cost them. And it's a game he said they've got circled on the calendar this year. And his exact words was, "We're going to see them. We're going to see them." And but really, Malik Cunningham's comments really stood out. He was asked about which game last year. I think it was phrased, which game last year still haunts him, and his exact quote was, "That Clemson game, there's not a day that goes by I don't think about that. They know it. They know they slipped away. You ask Coach Sweeney right now, he'll tell you they were on the ropes for sure." He went on to say, "We go in there this year with a chip on our shoulder. That's the game that sticks with me for sure." And it is a game that Louisville had control of for a while. Cunningham gets hurt. The offense kind of starts to stall. Venables dials up the pressure late in that game with some blitzes. And, Clemson, comes out with a win. And Cunningham even mentioned, Clemson's reputation for stealing signals and stuff. So, it was just a general feeling that some of these teams out there look at Clemson as maybe on the downward trend. And I'm not so sure that's the case, but it is interesting to get others' perspectives and how they see it. Miami quarterback Tyler Van Dyke was asked about, Clemson's longest home winning streak in the nation, and did he think they had a chance of being the team that could end it? And he made no bones about it. Yeah, absolutely, I think we can. But he wasn't quite as brash in his comments as those other two guys were. But speaking of Tyler Van Dyke, if we're not talking about Clemson, I think Miami might have been the team I was most impressed with listening to Mario Cristobal talk and some of those players. He is really making headway and changing the culture inside that program. He's already got his fingerprints all over that thing. I think that was one of the best hires of the offseason, and I think the results are going to be seen sooner rather than later. I was really impressed with the way those Miami guys handled themselves, the things Mario Cristobal had to say. I mean, just impressive.
Yeah, Miami definitely has still some room to build to challenge the big boys up at the top. But in terms of playing in that division, there's no reason that they can't win that division this year. It just isn't.
They got my vote when we had to turn in our votes for the ACC this year. They got my vote in the Coastal for sure. Matter of fact, I'll say it. I'll tell you right here, I voted for Tyler Van Dyke for Player of the Year. I'm that high on him. I know a lot of people probably went with Devin Leary or Cunningham from Louisville, but I think Van Dyke's going to have a monster season.